It's May the 3rd, and this is your Pacific Palisades real estate market update. I'm James Respondek with Rodeo Realty. I've sold hundreds of homes to generations of Palisadians. Here is this week's important market activity. There are presently 69 active listings. That's down 10% from last week, so it's springtime and there's not a lot of inventory. A great time to sell. Call me and I'll tell you how that looks for you. Just sold in the Village Bluffs by yours truly, 654 Swarthmore Avenue. Oh, this is a great location. The house is cool, but the floor plan was kind of unique. So we had to show it and market this thing a little more than usual to find that niche buyer, but we found them. Just sold in the Malibu Country Estates by yours truly again. 24743 Vantage Point Terrace sold for $4.1 million. I love Malibu Country Estates. This area has underground utilities, it's got street lights, great sidewalks, and no septic tanks. This particular house was remodeled, had ocean views from the living room and the master bedroom. I liked this one. Just sold in the Alphabet Streets, 926 Embury Street, sold for $4,987,000, so just under $5 million. A 5-bedroom, 6-bath, 3,300 square feet on a 5,200 square foot lot. So I was a little surprised by this price, but when I walked into this house, I was struck by the beautiful decor and the quality. So just shows that pays off. Just sold off market on B and Vanita. 1315 B and Vanita sold for $3,450,000, and it's a 2650 square foot house on a 18K lot. Had a nice pool, had some nice updates in it, which I liked. I felt, but there was some of it that was a little dated update, but overall I liked the feel of this house. Just sold in Sunset Mesa, 3736 Seahorn Drive. I remember when I walked into this house, there was no bathrooms and no kitchen. So it was kind of like a mid-project house, but the price, it was listed at 2.1. It sold $400K over at 2.5. And I know they're flipping it, so I know a little bit on the inside story on this. So this will come back on the market in a few months. Probably in the mid-ish 3s or something is my guess. I like this. I liked it as a flip, but there's not a lot in there, but it'll still work out nicely for them. Just listed in the Village Bluffs, 600 Via de la Paz. This is a shelter homes built house, and it's 7,300 square feet on a 7,200 square foot lot. How's that work? It works because they have a huge basement, of course, with all the goodies, you know, theaters and all that kind of stuff. And it's got a pizza oven, and it's got Roman clay throughout. I noticed that because I put that in my house when I built it. And it's also got a rooftop deck and an elevator. So it's got a lot of goodies. It did feel slightly specky to me, but I don't know. It's still a luxury home. The one thing is the elephant in the living room, or should I say on the sidewalk, is this massive cell tower outside, which is probably not ideal and, you know, may cause some concern to certain people, so they might want to check that EMFing out. It's probably fine, but nevertheless, it's there. Just listed in Sunset Mesa, 3925 Malibu Vista Drive. I love this location. I used to live right up the street, and when I walked into this house, it was light and bright and open and a huge backyard. I couldn't believe it. But it had all these, kind of almost not weeds, but local plantings out there. I'm like, why is that? It's had some geology issues, so they're saying that that's the way they want the landscaping to be. Now, I don't know what that means, but I thought it was great. It's listed at $4,850. It was all redone in 2015, and it has this, one of the rooms is outside, kind of attached, but still enters from the outside, so it's like a guest room. I loved that. Anyway, the lot is huge, but you've got to have, a little bit of chutzpah. You got to have some courage to put up with the geology issues. Just listed in Sunset Mesa again, 18345 Wake Crest Drive, listed at $4.2 million. This is larger than most of the homes up there. It's about 3,200 square feet on a 7,500 square foot lot. And when I walked in, I loved the high beam ceilings in the living room that opened to the back. But as I went out into the backyard, I was a little underwhelmed with that. Does have some nice views from upstairs. Just listed above the Village, 1300 Monument Street. Now this is a 1955 post and beam. It's not very big. It's like, I don't know, 1700 square feet, but beautifully restored. And it's listed, you know, just under $4 million. So it's pricey. But I gotta tell you, I love looking at these kinds of restorations because they're not tearing them down and building some new I've arrived, you know, house. They're you know, they're architectural purists, as it were, and really respecting this architecture. It was built in its day by Pollock and Kahn, and a big designer helped them redo it. And you know what? It's just really nice. I love seeing this. Just listed in Castellammare, 17481 Tramonto Drive, listed at 2.7. This is very much a fixer. When I walked in, it was not very uplifting, I must say, when I walked in. But, you know, it's a decent square footage. It's about 2,500, 2,600 square feet. And the lot is a nice lot. It's not huge, 6,650 square feet. It has some views from upstairs, no ocean views. You're going to have to bring your imagination to this one. Again, listed at 2.7. And last but not least, just listed in the Village Bluffs, right close by here, 715 Hampton Place for $2.5 million. Wow, 931 square feet. So needless to say, my tour took about 10 or 15 seconds. But, you know, it's cute. It did just sell like 9 months ago for $2,350. So it's 2 bedrooms, 1.5 baths, and the garage was converted into a guest room. I love the location, but it's cozy. I hope this information has been helpful to you. And if you're looking to find your perfect home, I look at more property than just about anybody that's looking out in the Palisades here. Or if you're thinking of selling, like I said, the inventory is low and springtime's a great time to sell. Call me, I'd love to help. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week.